Good afternoon, D&D, TikTok, and beyond, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. All right, buckle up for our third and final installment of our Revolution Brewing Beer Week. We'll roll for our sandwich, and then at the end, roll for a beer to go with it. Our beer dice were a little less kind on Wednesday. Let's see how they're feeling today. Let's get things started with our roll for bread. 1. Polish hardtack. Hardtack is a dense biscuit or cracker that's been around since the 11th century. It has an incredibly long shelf life and thus has commonly been used as sailing or military rations over the years. This specific hardtack was sent to me from Poland and contains rye flour and caraway seeds. I will definitely not be toasting it. Next up, let's roll for Maine. 5. Leftovers. The leftovers I have for today are smiley potatoes. Until we had these with dinner this week, I hadn't had these since high school lunch. My kids thought they were pretty fun. Next up, let's roll for cheese. 2. Feta. This Greek cheese is what is known as a brined cheese, sometimes called a pickled cheese, which is allowed to mature submerged in a brine. This gives the feta a very salty and tangy taste. I'm a big fan of feta. It makes everything better. Next up, let's roll for roughage. Double sevens, double sauerkraut. From brined cheese to brined cabbage, and extra at that. Maybe the dice gods are trying to soften up that hardtack for me. With one more scoop here, I think I would call this one roll. So now, to the horror of many, we've just got to double it. Flavor-wise, I think the sauerkraut and the feta will be an interesting combination. Both kind of sour. All right, let's get wild with the wild magic roll. 8. Radler. Well, this wild magic roll actually modifies our beer, so we'll do that in a little bit. All right, and finishing up the sandwich with our sauce roll. 17. Salsa matcha. All right, that's a very interesting roll for this one. At least we have that mound of sauerkraut for it to soak into. I can see the little bit of spice that this brings going kind of well with the sour flavors that we've got going on already. Could be worse. Let's get our sandwich closed up here. And then for the toothpicks, I literally had to drill them through the top. It took a while. There we go. All right, once again, rolling for a beer from our Hero IPA Variety Pack from Revolution Brewing. Each pack comes with a free Jackbox game code. All you need to redeem it is a Steam account. Let's see what our beer is today. 2. Infinity Hero. Infinity Hero is kind of a mix between a hazy IPA and a classic IPA. It sports a 7% ABV and an IBU of 50. Now, if you remember, our wild magic was to affect the beer today, and that is by making it a radler. A radler is a beer mixed with juice or lemonade, though in the States we call a lemonade and beer a shandy, so I had both on the list. In this case, we're mixing it with grapefruit juice. Our sandwich is already cut in half, so here is the cross-section. Okay. Well, this is definitely an interesting way to end beer week. I don't have a ton of predictions about this one. I guess we're just gonna have to taste it. Here we go. Yeah, hardtack is definitely hard. This Infinity Hero works pretty nicely as a radler, though. I do not recommend making a sandwich with hardtack. It is difficult enough to bite through on its own. But honestly, we got kind of a best-case scenario as far as what we put on it, I think. The hardtack itself and the smiley potatoes don't have a ton of flavor. So really, we just have flavor from the feta and the sauerkraut and the salsa matcha, which honestly tastes kind of nice. It's kind of tangy and spicy. Goes with the tangy grapefruitiness of the beer. It is treacherous to bite through, though. Honestly, by itself, though, I would snack on that hardtack. It's got a nice rye flavor. I'm going to give this one a 6.2 today, and I'm going to call it Jake's Hard Canapé. Have a great weekend, y'all. I'll see you Monday.